Hey everybody, just finished listening to the new Jimi Hendrix release, Both Sides of the Sky, released on Friday, March 9th. Pick it up on Friday. As of yesterday, I'd only heard one side out of the four sides, and I wasn't impressed. Manish Boy, Lover Man, and Hear My Train to Come. Kind of all stuff I'd heard before, and honestly, not that amazing. Seemed like just a bunch of studio stuff that shouldn't have been released, that they just polished a little bit and put out. However, continuing today, I went through side 2, which is Stepping Stone, $20 Fine, which is a Stephen Stills composition, Power of Soul, and Jungle. I will tell you that Power of Soul on side 2 is the main reason to buy this album. That version of Power of Soul is phenomenal. I love the Band of Gypsies version. In fact, my band does a cover of it when we play three-piece, but this version is the version to have. I've never heard this before. I never knew it could be this amazing, but the groove, the arrangement, even the lyrics are being a little different than Band of Gypsies, but definitely worth the price of admission here. $22 for one song. I would have paid that. However, there are still some other good things on here. Things that I used to do is good. Georgia Blues on side 3 is phenomenal. I like that because it's got Lonnie Youngblood singing on it. He does a great vocal. Just a typical blues song. It's nice to hear Hendrix play straight up blues. And then following that would be Sweet Angel, which turns into Angel on the Cry of Love album. This is an instrumental version of it. It's easy to sing along in your head and hear what he put down later on Cry of Love. But it's also very beautiful to hear as an instrumental. And then starting off side 4 is Woodstock, which is the same song that Crosby, Stills and Nash released after Woodstock, of course, written by Joni Mitchell. But this is the first fleshed out, according to the story, it's the first fleshed out arrangement of it. From Joni Mitchell's version into a rock tune, and Hendrix and the boys do a nice version of it. It is a little bit, I guess, a little bit rough around the edges, and it could use some polish, but that's all stuff that they did later when it was released as Crosby, Stills and Nash. So still nice to hear. Some I Love to Linda, more studio crap that shouldn't have been released, but the biggest lowlight, and I mean big lowlight, Cherokee Mist at the close of the album. I don't know why that was included. It is, I don't know how long it is, because this doesn't have times, and my turntable doesn't tell me how long anything are, so I'd have to have, anything is, so I'd just have to sit there with a watch, like in the olden days, and time it, but it's too long. If it was 35 seconds, it would have been too long. He's dinking around. I think he's learning how to play choral electric sitar, and it is not worth listening to. I suppose maybe if you were high, it might be enjoyable, but I wasn't, and therefore it wasn't enjoyable to me. So, yeah, skip that if you get this album. But everything else is good, tolerable. Power of Soul, Power of Love, as it's called on Band of Gypsies, worth the price of admission here. So this is the last of what they call the trilogy, where they were able to polish up some outtakes. Apparently there's nothing left unless something shows up in somebody's attic or basement someday. So that'll be the end of that. Other things happening today. My brother-in-law is coming over, and he is a Jeep Wrangler guy once again. He was a Wrangler guy for about 10 years. I think he had an 04. It was an amazing Jeep. You Jeep people will understand. Great vehicle. Never let him down. And traded it in when it got to be about 10 years old for a Cherokee, not a Grand Cherokee, Cherokee, which was loaded and a nice vehicle, but a station wagon. Not at all a Jeep, and it was not one of his favorite vehicles. In fact, that thing was in the shop a lot. It turns out the wiring on a Jeep is delicious to rodents. So he had a lot of wiring problems, as chipmunks and mice, whatever, would get up in there and start chewing on his wiring harness. So apparently they use a soy-based insulation on the wires, and that attracts them. And then once they get through the soy base, they're of course sharpening their teeth on the copper. So yeah, that was fun for him. So he just traded that off on Friday for a brand new Wrangler. So he's a Wrangler guy once again. He loves the Wrangler. He's going to bring it over here and show it to us today. And after about 5-6 hours in the dealership, he was able to drive away with a new Wrangler. I don't know why. Buying a new car takes 6 hours, but it sure does. And it's one of the worst experiences you could ever have. So if anybody knows how to get through that process quicker than that, I will more than happy listen. Leave some comments, and I'll try it next time I buy a new car, if and when that is. So he'll come over. We're going to check out the Jeep, go for a ride, and probably get some lunch or dinner. And then maybe tomorrow I'll do a review on 2018 Jeep Wrangler. So we'll see how that goes, and I hope everybody has a wonderful Sunday. Close it out with the tune we're working on called Gypsies, obviously for obvious reasons. You'll see in a second. Started on this about a month ago. I was dinking around on the 66 Strat. For whatever reason, the 66 Strat likes to play these kind of grooves. I've written a lot of really neat Hendrix type jams on the 66, and this is just one of them. So here we go. Let's have a listen. It's obviously very Hendrixy, and I dig it so far. I'm not sure where it's going to take us, but I like what we've got. I want to keep working on it, so I'm going to get back to that, and I'll talk to you guys later on. Thanks for watching, and have a great Sunday. Thanks, guys.